Hello, everyone. Welcome to QNAP broadcast. I'm Sam, your host today. And today, the topic of our broadcast is the experience of the powerful ZFS-based QES operating system. And then we have two product manager, Kevin and Billy, with us to show you the advantages of our QES system. Yeah. And today, Kevin will be taking over of the most of the marketing feedback, and Billy will do most of the hardware and software product explanation.
Yes.
So we have a PowerPoint. So let's take a look at it. For the QES, that is a ZFS-based enterprise-grade storage. So we provide a complete solution for the data storage, protection, and then migration. And then let's get into the first page. Kevin, please explain for the agenda for us for the QES system.
Okay, so everyone, today we would like to starting with the common questions, common FAQ from the IT infrastructure, and then we will talk about how is the relationship between the IT and our storage system. And then we will have to talk about what is the enterprise needed. So in other words, we will talk about the data store, data protection, data migration. All of these component is the key what the enterprise MIS guy and sys engineer will care. Then at the last of the agenda here, we would like to introduce our QES product for our customers. Yeah.
Okay, so as we can see, the store, protection, and migration should be the most important top reasons that we will need the NAS system, right?
Right.
Okay, so the first is the FAQ.
Yeah. So for some of our customers, we are facing because I am facing with our customers, some of them, and they told us they may have some of this problem, something like they need a large number of the snapshot, but they fast keep is limited, or they would like to do some system upgrade because when you deploy your storage in the IT server for a long time, you may need to you may have found some of the issue and can be worked around by the firmware upgrade, but most of them need to fast. They cannot stop their critical service actually, so they do not dare to upgrade their firmware. Or the storage efficiency is more and more cared by the MIS guys. So because they need to deal with a lot of deduplication data, so this is one of the problem. And sometimes our customer may try to archive the data stored in the storage system, but they may fast silent data corruption. This kind of issue is what we try to feed our customers. So yeah.
So as you said, the storage time and the file corruption, and then the non-stop service is what is the most important thing that you have faced. So our QES have some solutions to deal with it.
Correct.
Okay, let's check it out. And then for first, I think it's very hard for normal people to get into IT room. So please show us to take a look at the IT room.
Okay, so in IT, it means information technology, which means you can imagine that every day you wake up. For example, when you wake up, you use your smartphone to chatting, so maybe Line, maybe WhatsApp, or whatever, and the chatting tool. Or you will check your email, all this e-service, or you can maybe you will purchase some stuff from the e-commerce, e-shop. All these electronic services came from a stable IT infrastructure, something like that. For example, every day you can check out the Facebook, Google, and the Amazon. That is because they also have the similar the infrastructure like this topology. They are different kind of key component. For example, database service, they work together to be as an enterprise service. And you can see that storage here is definitely a key component for the IT infra. So that's why we would like to talk about how we can offering our storage for the IT environment. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So okay, the first topic, I think the first topic is about the storage, the key of IT infrastructure.
Correct.
Right? Let's take on the first page.
So maybe sometimes we have introduced what the storage and what the relationship between the IT infra and the storage system. So now you can imagine that what if your IT service is stuck by abnormal reason, whatever, you may face all this news is what we checked on the Google. So in 2017, so you will see that FedEx was they passed some of the service system cannot come back because the ransomware attack. Okay, or maybe you may facing the Canadian people facing the internet service interrupt, so they cannot using their smartphone to transmission any message, and or you cannot WhatsApp is the service down, so you cannot send the show messages to WhatsApp. So all this service interrupt is because IT environment have something wrong in certain component. So that's why we care about enterprise guy care about how we can keep operating our environment, keep working without any interrupt.
Oh, so you mean like if I wake up and I cannot use my Facebook or I cannot use anything from my cell phone, that should be the problem for the IT room, like all the enterprises that they can provide. That drives me definitely crazy. So I think the topic today is very suitable for every one of us, no matter the enterprises or the average users, right? Okay. So let's check it out. What do enterprises need?
According to the question which we mentioned by Kevin, we can know what's the enterprise storage needed. First one is the data store, and we have to guarantee the data integrity and how to use the data capacity efficiency. And for the protection, we need to provide a snapshot protection and also the high availability design for you within those the business continuity with only one node fail. And we also need data migration, help you to back up your data to the remote site to protect the disaster happen.
Okay, like from this page, I think no matter it's the data store problem or protection or migration, let's not talk about if that is a operating mistake by staff or employees. Maybe some environmental reason will also affect this result, right? So it's not predictable for every of the enterprises, which is very important for us to have a good protection beforehand, right? Okay. So let's take a look at the QES, how important it is to design for enterprises.
Okay, our QNAP QES is designed for the enterprise use, and it is a ZFS-based storage system, so they have some advantage. First one is the data integrity. It can self-healing for your data available to guarantee your data is correct when you read it from the storage. And it also provides inline compression, inline deduplication to make your storage can be used efficiency. And also have the data protection. QES supports Snapshot to protect your data in the local site. And we also have the data migration solution, which is SnapSync, help you to migrate your data to the remote site for the disaster recovery.
Okay, thank you. So from all of these advantages, I think we can start from the data store. Okay, data store is maybe that is the most important to all of us. Like, what do enterprises need? Okay, Billy, please let us know the potential risks.
Okay, we get a report from the CERN organization about the silent data corruption, which is expect the bit error rate, and we can see there are many kind of media which use in the IT environment, like the NIC memory disk. It also have a bit error rate during the data transportation. And we can see that actually the disk error bit rate is lower than NIC or memory. We can see that the desktop disk, it average during the transfer data with about 10 terabyte, it will happen 1 bit error. And for the enterprise disk, it's more stable than the disk desktop disk, but it still might happen 1 bit error per 100 terabyte data transportation.
Okay. But okay, let's take a look at the first one, the NIC, right? NIC. In average, 1-bit error in per 1.1 gigabyte data. But does it really gonna cause any of the file error or any of the other like running error, operating error?
Okay, let's talk about the next slide. So you can see that in this slide, you can see that in reality, when error occurs, then you may have a similar experience, something like the data stored in your storage or drive or your SSD anywhere in media, and you can check this. You can find this file, but when you want to launch all this file, you may facing something like unexpected error, or you can launch the file, but the data is incorrect completely. Or this is because those errors occur in some specific, most important area, and cause the file cannot open correctly, cannot access correctly. So that is problem when the error occur in incorrect area, then you may have this kind of.
I do have experience for like meeting recording data or like some contract data by PDF. Sometimes I just couldn't open it. So this could be the problem by maybe just 1 bit error.
Yes.
That is very important. So okay.
So here you can see that in reality, you need to have you may find that we have multiple way to happen the data corruption, something like data transmission reliability, or amount of data you need to transmit. The more data you transmit, the more probability may occur the error. So, but as Billy said, compared with the NIC card and the memory, for all of the drive, including the commercial drive or the enterprise drive, the error rate is the probability is quite slow. But it's slow enough, but you cannot yet to ignorable. So how we can do that for our experience, for lots of the commercial storage system like QTS, ES4, we are designed for the SMB to protect our data through the snapshot and the backup. So it's good for our SMB user to protect their data.
So this is designed for. So you mean like our system has already made a design to protect all the data?
For most of the SMB user, it's enough to do the essential data protection through the snapshot and the backup.
Understand. And then I think the scrubbing is another solution for QNAP, right?
Yes, the scrubbing can check the data correction and also correct it. For the QES, it's the by-system level pool scrubbing. And we can know there are two kinds of scrub. First one is a rate scrub, which you can schedule the scrubber to do the data checking. It can check the data and the repairability to know if it is consistent and try to repair it. But QES support a by-system scrub. It means that every write data in the QES have the checksum. And so when you do the scrub, it can compare the data and the checksum to know if the data is corrupt. If the data is corruption, the ZFS will get the data from another disk and try to recover the data.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about if one data is corrupted. Because we have another backup data, so that can back up to the corrupted data.
Not really the backup data. It's protected by RAID. We have another parity data in other disk.
So I think this should be the concept that you just mentioned.
Yes, as we mentioned, the scrub, it need you to set the schedule, or you need to trigger it by manually. But for the enterprise, we cannot for the enterprise usage, the application cannot get the data with incorrect even 1 bit. Yeah, so we need to guarantee the application can get the data correct in their usage. So for the ZFS, as we mentioned, each write data have a checksum. So when your application read a data from the ZFS disk, it will read and check if the data is correct. Yeah, if it's corruption, the ZFS will try to gather data in the parity side and to return the correct data to the application, and also correct the corruption data in original disk. Yeah.
Okay, so this is really advanced function, so that we can keep away the data from corruption.
Yeah. Yes.
So we can avoid from even 1 byte.
1 bit error.
1 bit error.
Yeah.
So we can make sure that our images or our videos or our files will not have the damage or sabotage result.
Sure.
Yes.
That is a very good option and functions. And then, okay, let's take a look at the data integrity.
Yeah.
I can check from this table that the different interface, like the cost, is a very big differences, right?
Yeah.
Kevin, can you please explain?
Yeah. As you know, the now we are basing on the trend of the all-flash. So more and more customers, especially those advanced customers, they are pursuing more IRs. This means they pursue more performance in storage. So in traditional hard drive is no longer suitable for that. Cannot fulfill their requirements. So more and more customers they are migrating their storage system to the flash environment. But as you can see, the enterprise compared with the enterprise drive and the enterprise SSD, the cost is quite different, and you will see that the cost per gigabyte in the enterprise drive is $0.8 per gigabyte.
Yes.
But in the enterprise SSD, their cost $0.83. So it's 10 times difference if you would like to deploy a 10 terabyte pool. So in the price difference is. You will see that the SSD is quite costly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so since more and more enterprises are considering to use the SAS interface.
Yeah.
So what they are looking for is not only a faster data storage method, and maybe they are looking for some performance.
Yeah.
Which should be better.
Yeah.
But as we know that. For the but as we've known that for the compression and duplication should take some more time than we expected, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and QNAP aware that there are many IT requirements, very high IOPS requirements, so they need to use the SSD as the storage, but it cost very high. It take very high cost, so we need to make the storage space more efficiency. So QES provide inline deduplication, help you to reduce the data space which occupied by the deduplicated data, and also have the inline compression help you to pack your data with more small package and save in the storage. So QES have the two features can make your storage space more efficient.
So the deduplication, which will make us have more space, right?
More efficiency way.
Yes.
Okay. And the compression will also provide us more efficiency space on the storage. Okay, understand. Okay. So Kevin, I think you have some feedback from the market, right? About the copy.
Yeah, as you know, I face a lot of customers. So some of customers told us they used to use the traditional drive, traditional storage, and you can imagine that there are a lot of people, maybe 10 people, maybe 20 people, 100 people, or more than that. They are simultaneously to access the storage, a single storage. And you can imagine that for real enterprise environment, lots of people may need to retrieve data from storage, right? And if you would like to retrieve some data to modify and to do some extra work, something like the video editing, and you do not expect to damage the original one. You need to copy one from storage and then edit it. If there's a lot of people, they would like to copy all do the same behavior
at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time, it will face three problems. The first problem is during you are copying the data in storage, your client will be you take a lot of resources to deal with the file copy, this kind of task. So your client will be a little bit slower because the computing power is busy for the data copy. And the second one is your data clone will be not fast because they need to, if the storage do not have additional support, you need to copy the data from the storage and to the computing server, and then store it back to the storage. So this is the second question. The third question is that storage need to prepare additional extra space to store all these duplication file. So this is the three common problems we came from the market. So that's why we will have another solution.
So this solution should be time consuming.
Yeah, time consuming, resource consuming, and we need to do a lot of the extra effort.
So let's take a look at what is the conventional solutions.
For the common enterprise storage, including QNAP, also support a server-side copy, like the Microsoft ODX and the VMware BAI. It can help you to overload the server-side loading. In the server side, it only sends the copy command, and then storage will help you to copy the data in the storage. But it can overload the server-side loading. But we mentioned another two questions in previous page. It still need extra space for the deduplicated data, and it also take times to copy the file, so the copy data cannot complete quickly.
So even if the common solutions, we will still face two problems like extra space and then slowly the data clone time.
Yes.
So I think for these two existing problems, our QES have some special solutions to deal with it, right?
Yes. QES support fast clone, which can clone quickly and no need extra space needed. And QES Fast Clone is a dedupe-based fast clone. So when the server side send the right copy command to the storage, and then storage can just modify the metadata and help you to clone clone a file in the storage side. So we can see that we have a test to clone a 70 gigabyte file. It can complete in 20 seconds.
70 gigabyte in 20 seconds, so it can clone.
Yes.
Oh, that is really fast. So as we mentioned about this, I think maybe we just do a small demo so that everyone will know that how fast it is.
Okay. So let's check out the demo. Here we are simulate real enterprise environment. So you will find that we have we check a template. It's a virtual machine template in our storage system. You will check the space. You will find that
70 gigabyte.
Right. And if we would like to clone, copy the file, let's copy it and go back to we check into our storage, and then we would like to copy it into another folder. So we create a new folder. That's the test folder, and then open it.
Paste.
If we would wait a second, we will try to open it. And then let's start to copy. Okay, you will see that the copy speed
is running.
It's running. And it's speed.
It's really fast.
It's really fast. By now, it's a gigabyte grade, this kind of copy speed. That's because we are not really copying the data. We leverage the duplication, dedupe-based data copy. So you will see that we use the 18 seconds to copy 17 gigabytes.
Still 70 gigabytes, even lower than 20 seconds.
So let's go back to our slides and we can keep going.
That is a very advanced function. Okay, and after we see the fast clone, and I think that this is the next topic, like the amazing data compression. Data compression. Really, could you explain to us?
QES, QNAP QES use LZ4 compression algorithm to help you to compress data, to compress the data efficiency, and also just take a few of the CPU loading. Yeah. Kevin, can you help us show some real case?
Yeah. So as we mentioned, the trend is go into the all-flash environment. So more and more IT they are pushing more IOPS. For example, this customer, they are based on our SSD pool to deploy the all-flash environment, and their backend, the backend server, they have 200 computing server using the NFS, this kind of protocol to connect our storage. And they once they told us, hey Kevin, you have something, your storage display has something wrong because our data is big, more than 2 terabyte, but all of our capacity, pool capacity, storage capacity, just occupy 2 terabyte. Is something wrong because I have a lot of share for the most of them, almost over 2 terabyte.
Okay.
So I let our engineer to go check their environment, and we found in this customer, since they are all of their data is log file, it's text, kind of texting file, so it's compressible.
Okay.
So we found the environment, the scenario, 80% of data was compressed. So if, for example, if we were using the 10 terabyte space to be as an example, and if the customer have 80% data was compressed, so it would mean the customer can save a lot of money, something like that.
As I can see, that is 80% saving, right?
Yes, 80% saving.
So that's, if we mention about the first table, that the SaaS is that like 10 times cost than the other solution, but our inline compression solution also save 80% of the cost.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like the same cost, right? But we can still make more efficiency, like saving capacity and efficiency. Correct. So if you look at the further way, this should be a good and maybe can I say best solutions for the savings?
It's quite good for this kind of environment scenario.
Real true. Let's take for the compression. This like data protection is also what the enterprises care about and consider of when they are building their own storage. So I think Kevin, this is
kind of a snapshot, how you can imagine the snapshot can do. So for example, in the last 2 years, there's a lot of newspaper, they are report there's ransomware attack their IT environment. So those ransomware just lock the storage data, and you cannot access it because it's encrypted. You need to pay some money or some Bitcoin to return to let all this data unlocked. So Snapshot is definitely useful to protect this kind of ransomware attack. And a lot of the enterprise and MI need to do some backup versioning. So they need to do a lot of version to let their client can have the more efficient way to check a specific version in through Snapshot. Or you can do some image. We can have the image that is we do some recovery by human error. For example, if you manipulate your storage system, you misdelete, or you do something wrong, your data was damaged by the human error. So Snapshot is definitely can help you to recover your data. So this is why we would like to offer our Snapshot to our customer.
So Snapshot can just recover all the mistakes, no matter it's from the inside or from outside.
Correct.
Because I have one experience 1 year ago in the surveillance field, like they have just got hacker attack. So like most of the brand, I mean, it's in Taiwan or not in Taiwan, their system just crashed, and all of their users just cannot log it into their systems. So that if they are using our NAS for and with the snapshot function, maybe it's a good way for them to rescue their database, and then maybe this will not happen, right?
Correct.
Okay. that's a good news for all the enterprises.
Yes, the most basic thing.
Yeah. Okay. And then this is our unlimited snapshots.
Yes, for the snapshot, you need a lot of snapshot.
Yes.
Why you need a lot of snapshot? Each snapshot means you have a restore point, so you have a lot of snapshot. It means you have a lot of chance to restore your data. Yeah. For QES, we support more than 65,000 snapshots. Yeah, what's the number mean? It means if you want to take a snapshot per hour, and each day you take 24 snapshots, and you can keep all the snapshots in 7 years. Yeah, you don't need to delete any snapshot in the 7 years.
7 years, so my baby can go to elementary school.
Yeah.
That's 7 years and 20 each hour 1 snapshot.
Yes.
For 7 years.
Yes.
Okay, so that is a really good snapshot function that we can provide to our customers and users. Yeah. But this is how the snapshot can protect you.
Okay. For the QNAP, for the QES snapshot, and it uses copy and write technology. So it when you take the snapshot, it just like insert timestamp in the data. So it didn't interrupt your service. So you can keep writing data in the storage. So we can for the take snapshot, it can complete near real time. Yeah. For the recovery, it also can provide you to review or access the data in each snapshot directory, and even you want to restore whole the share folder or run, it can be complete very quickly. Yeah.
So we just look for each of the timestamp that we want to recover, and then we just choose that snapshot, and you will just recover.
Yes.
Okay, it's really fast. I see. Oh, sorry, wrong page.
Okay, we already mentioned many times in previous slide that for enterprise usage, the business, the service cannot stop no matter what happened. So for the snapshot revert or clones, it cannot stop service too. Yeah, so for the QES snapshot function, no matter you want to take snapshot, reverse snapshot, or clone snapshot, the service will not stop. Yeah.
So you mean we can just keep the NAS working, and then the revert or clone or taking snapshot will just keep on going.
Yes.
So it will not stop the NAS from working, and it just keep like working non-stoply.
Yes.
Okay. Good. That is a very good way. So okay, this is our another solution. So the snapshot solution for the QES system. I think also we can just check on the live demo.
Yeah. So let's go check the live demo here. So you will see that here we have a share folder called row A, and in this row A we will have the lot of data inside the share folder. We will check the stats around 100 gigabytes. The data inside the share. So if some human error occur, for example, someone misdelete all this file in the share folder,
like
storage administrator don't need to worry about it, because they just need to go back to our snapshot manager here, go back to our storage management, and check the snapshot here, this share folder, and go check it, and go into the snapshot manager.
Snapshot manager.
Yeah, click it. Then you will see that all the data are still keeping in our storage system. The only thing storage administrator need to do is just simply to click revert. Then storage system will double confirm if you would like to revert the data. So then it's complete.
Oh, that fast.
And then in the share folder, you just refresh it. Everything's back.
It's less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So in this case, I don't have to worry about if I got hacked or some of my employees just do something wrong.
Yeah. So if you have enough snapshot per decade, so you don't need to worry about it. So let's go back slides.
Safe enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the advantages of our QES snapshot.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's go through this topic, and then the next topic is the data migration.
Yeah.
Like data migration, why does it so important for the data migration?
Actually, in previous slides, we are just talking about a snapshot. It's kind of a local protection. So we will try to protect data locally with the safety way.
Yes.
And you can imagine that what if the accident happens? For example, there's fire in real world, and there's storm. There are some earthquake. All this disaster will damage our IT server room. Then how happen? If you have local backup, you cannot detect. You cannot protect your data center with all this disaster happen
because it's broken.
It's broken. You cannot protect it.
Yes.
So that's why in next slides we will have we will have another recommendation. So that's why you need to remote backup. So we will suggest our IT people to IT friends to have a remote backup through our storage system. So that's why we will design a lot of the feature to fulfill our enterprise customer requirement.
But as I've known that for the data migration, it takes like never stop.
That is because you have a lot of data. So I think Billy can explain more detail.
Okay, we can see that there are two kinds of remote backup solutions. First one is the file level, and second one is the block level. Yeah, we can talk about the file level first. Yeah, as a name, it's a file-based backup solution. So there are two advantages. First one, it needs to check the file one by one to know if the file has modified or not. Yeah, so you can imagine if you have 100,000 files, it need to check one by one. It will take a lot of time to check the file. Yeah, and the second disadvantage is that when there is just a bit modification in the file, even just a bit of data modification in the file, it also needs to transfer the whole file to the remote side. Yeah, it will waste your storage resource and also the network transportation. Yeah, and then we can see the block level backup solution. In the block level backup solution, it means that the file system will know which block is modified or not. So when you perform the backup, it can transfer the block with modification to the destination site directory. Yeah.
Okay, so just migrate the
change
part.
Block. Yeah.
Okay, so the other will just keep it.
Yes, you don't need to check the file one by one, and also just change the block.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So as we've seen here, the block level. Okay, let's compare these two levels. Both the file of the size of the file are at both 20 gigabyte, and we just modify less than 10 megabyte, and the block level just use less than 10 seconds to do the migration. Okay, that is really good and really fast. It will never take forever.
But you can imagine that you will have lots of files, lots of data in your storage. How the time you need to cost.
Yeah. So what do they do? What do they do before?
Okay. So QES provides SnapSync as the remote backup solution, and it is used the block level backup. Yeah, so you can migrate your data to the remote site very easy and fast. And as I know, for the enterprise storage, some vendor provide the block level replication function with extra license cost requirement. Yeah, but for QES, the SnapSync is embedded in our QES, so you can use it easy and fast to migrate your data to the remote side.
So when I choose the QES system, I can also use the block level solution at the same time. I don't have to get another certification you just mentioned.
No certificate license.
Oh, license.
Yeah, because
license.
some enterprise need a license to enable the feature.
Oh, that is really good. Okay, so this makes us easy and fast. And I think, Kevin, we have a case study right here, right?
Oh, yes.
Show us.
Actually, the remote replication in the previous time, we are just think about the remote replications, this building to that building. But in reality, for the common IT environment, because thanks for the networking basic infrastructure is more and more stronger. So now more and more people they are replicate their data everywhere. For example, in our case here, we are demonstrating a real customer. They are deploying two of our storage in their both sides. One side is in Taiwan, another side in the United States. So every day, every single night, they are replicate all their production result. This is kind of this case is an animation company. They are replicate all their data inside from the Taiwan to the United States every single night. So actually more and more customers they are replicated across the specific ocean and across ocean. So that's why we can help our customer to deploy this kind of a remote replication just simply to use QES system. Then you can enjoy the SnapSync and this kind of feature in your environment.
Because as I've known that animation the file is very big, and then if they are working every day, so the changes also like everyday changes.
Correct.
And then they have to back up, they have to upload every day. So it should take a lot of time if we are still using it.
They will take a lot of time.
Yes. So the block level is a good way so that they just upload the change part. To make it faster and to lower the cost to make it more efficient. Okay, I see. Thank you. And page. Okay, here I see the topic is real disaster recovery. Like disaster, how is it disaster?
Yes, we can see that VMware have the SRM solution to help you to clear the primary side and the secondary side. And the QNAP have the SRA plugin which integrated with the SRM to help you to overload your server loading, and then it can trigger the QES storage to use the SnapSync to help you to migrate your data to the remote side. So it can help you to offloading the server load or the server side loading to transfer the data. And our QES SRM plugin also certified for the VMware SRM program.
So since it's certified, I think the reliability is also that we can trust it.
It's kind of a standard program in the VMware. So we certify with VMware, so we can fully support the SRM feature through the SRA.
Okay, understand. Thank you. Okay, so this is okay. Let's just go through this topic. And for that, what we have just mentioned, like fast clone and protection and data store, is all the advantages. So regarding to all the advantages that all the enterprises need, like what is the products that we have, QNAP have, to provide them these services?
Okay, so as you can see, the TES-1885U is kind of the platform we are provide for our customer to deploy all fresh environment. So as you can see, that it's 2U recommend model, and we can support in the front of the chassis, we can support 24 bay and dry or SSD in the rear of in the back of the TES-1885U. We can use the 60 bay SSD. So which means we can support totally 30 trips to help our customer deploy a fresh environment.
So still under 80% saving cost. Okay, this is really good.
So and this one is a kind of the best choice to the data backup, because you will see that it's 2U model TES-1885U. It's kind of like we designed for our customer to do the backup, and you can see that we have 12 bay the hard tray in front of the 1885U, and they are 60. They have 16 bay SATA SSD interface for our customer to to help them deploy as a cache or deploy as a SSD pool.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all of the TES-x85 series, they are based on the same the controller. So as you can see, the TES series is quite flexible for our customer. And besides that, we built in two 10 GB EtherSP interface, which means that our customer can enjoy the 10 GB environment in their IT server without additional cost. And we also have the four PCIe slot to offering our customer have flexible way. If they would like to have more capacity, they can add on additional SAS interface. And if they would like to have more network transmission, then they can add on more of NIC card into the PCI environment. And the SATA SSD interface is the same one we mentioned, can be deployed as a SSD or the pool.
Okay, understand. Okay, so this should be the QNAP OS, but it's a dual. What does it mean, dual?
Oh, in reality, we design TES products because we expect our customer can have a more flexible way to use our product. So in TES series, we can this kind of a storage platform can run either QTS platform or QES platform. It depends on your needed requirement. If you would like to pursue more of the application diversity, then we would recommend our customer to choose QTS. It's the flexible way to deploy a lot of virtual environment. And if you would like to deploy as a business continuity environment, just looking for a stable storage environment, then we will recommend our customer to deploy as a QES one. So either way is depend on our customer needed to deploy our storage system.
So I mean, I got an NAS.
Yeah.
And then I just start it, and I can set if I want to choose QTS or QES at the very first beginning.
Yeah.
And then I can have the variety of the application diversity or the business continuity.
Yeah.
Okay, so buy one get like one free. It's very good. Okay, so besides that, I think we still have other models.
Oh yeah, so for this kind of model, ES6040DC-V2 is what we designed for those businesses, mission critical business. So this model actually is the most high-end storage system in our QNAP. It's a 3U rack mount model and with 16 bay in front of the chassis, and you will find that it's a dual control design. So we can go to introduce the more detail in the next slides to check the controller here. As you can see that in the back of the ES6040DC-V2, there is a dual controller in the single chassis. And for each controller, we have the 4-port SP interface and 2-port 10 GB ST interface. All this interface is 10G rated, so you don't have additional add-on card to have the 10G environment. And then for each controller, we have the dual-port SAS interface. So totally, you will find that we have an 8-port SP 10G interface, 4-port 10G ST interface, and the 4-port SAS interface to expand your storage system. Yeah.
So the concept is like two brains in one body.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be more efficiency.
Yep.
Let's take a look at, this is the detail, right?
Yeah, that's the interior of the controller. As you can see, there are two identical controllers in the ES1640DC. And for each controller, we have the Xeon E5, this kind of server-grade CPU to handle our storage system. And each controller, there are 32 GB memory to be run in our system, QES system, and there is a 16 GB RAM disk as a write cache. But as you know, the RAM disk may cause some error when the power loss, right?
Yes.
So in next slides here, we will introduce our NVRAM architecture in our ES system. So what is NVRAM? Is in reality, it's combination by the battery backup unit, the BBU. This is the battery unit, and also the main memory, which means the RAM disk and the flash here. With these three modules work together, we can work as the NVRAM. What is NVRAM? It's kind of non-volantized run,
Oh.
which means when your ES system occur unexpected power loss, the NVRAM, this kind of environment will be working automatically, which means the battery will provide the power to the RAM and the flash to write all the data inside the RAM to the flash. This active this behavior means we call the copy to flash. Yeah. So next time when the power is go back, then system will checking the flash if there's data inside the flash. If so, we will recover all the data to the RAM disk. So this kind of behavior, we can make sure the status will go back to the previous one when the power outage.
So this can also, we can also call it like power shutdown solution.
Yeah, unexpected shutdown.
Unexpected shutdown solution. Okay. And then this is the high availability for network failure, right?
Yes, as Kevin mentioned, for the ES-1640, it's a dual controller design, so it can support a high availability. As we mentioned, business continuity is very important for the enterprise usage. So so when the network connection fail, it means if the network cable lost or something wrong with the switch, or maybe the hardware failure, but the service cannot stop, right? So we will automatically migrate the service from one controller to another controller, then keep the service continuing.
So even if so no matter what reason, if once the network is down, the other controller will automatically take over the job until it's back. Okay. And the other, like controller failure, is it the same concept?
It's almost the same. For the controller failure, when the failure happened in the controller, we will migrate the data from migrate the service from the failure controller to another controller automatically. To guarantee your service can be continued.
Okay, so when the original controller is back and the service just go back. Okay, so that is more safer than just one controller.
So that's why we are mentioned the ES-1640 DC is designed for those mission critical environment.
And this upgrade.
Yes, it's another problem for the IT guy usually encounter. They need to upgrade the firmware, but they need to restart the machine. It means they need to start the service. For this module, for this product, we can provide you to upgrade the data, upgrade the firmware without the stop service. So how we do it? For the first step, we need to migrate the service from one first controller to second controller, then update the first one controller. After it update complete, we will migrate the service from second controller to the first controller, then update the second controller. After the second controller update complete, we will rearrange the service back to each controller to continue the service. So your service will not stop during the upgrade.
So for the dual controller, it can avoid our users when they are expected or unexpected reasons that we might have to restart or might have to shut down the product. So we all have solutions to take over all of this. Okay, so that should be definitely more safer. Okay, so I think these two specs, these two models are the best choice for enterprises, right?
This two model is what QNAP provided for the enterprise solution. First one is the ES-1640 DC. It is a high availability NAS for you to guarantee your service will not stop. For the TES-85 series, for the 8080U is designed for the all-flash, and the 1885U is the best solution for the backup. For all the model, it's a very high performance and also cost effective and also good for enterprise storage usage, like the data integrity and data protection and data migration solution.
Okay, I understand. So if we want to put it more safer on the hardware, we can choose the EZ series, ES series. But if we want to choose the variety of the system, we can choose the TES series.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Okay, so
so here is the infrastructure we suggest for your usage in the IT environment. Yeah, in the primary side, we can choose the ES-1640DC, which is a dual controller design to guarantee your service non-stop in your primary side, and prepare another TES series in your recovery side to do the data migration to guarantee your service can be continued when the disaster happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so for the QES, this system, so no matter it's from the very front end, like the data downloading or uploading, and the deduplication, and then compression, and then the fast clone, snapshot, and so all of this more efficient and more cost saving, and more safe.
Correct.
So I think this system is a very good solution for all the enterprises that we might have to start to think about it, start to try to use it in all of our IT room.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So thanks for the PowerPoint that you have prepared. So let's go back to our live view. Okay, so everyone, this is our informations about the QES operating system. If you have any questions, just leave us a message below and we will do our best to reply you ASAP. And for the next topic, we will talk about the QVPN. This Thursday, we will start at the same time. So once again, we thank Kevin, and then we thank Billy, and thank you for all the information and for the QES operating system. Okay, so we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.